Imagine never doing something you've always wanted to do and then regretting it for the rest of your life. That was almost me with YouTube. I wanted to start since I was little, but for years I let the fear of judgment stop me. When I finally did start, I posted vlogs, and honestly, after some point they just didn't feel right. But then I realized that I had something more valuable to share. My journey of growth and self-development. And that one pivot changed everything. In this video, I'm going to show you how YouTube can completely transform your life too. Not just with views or subscribers, but by helping you build a personal brand, grow your confidence, and create opportunities you didn't even know were possible. And if you stay until the end, I'll share the exact step-by-step framework I used to grow my own channel while still studying and working, so that you can start building your brand even if you feel like you don't have the time or the courage yet. And if you're serious about starting, my free mini guide is literally gonna guide you every step of the way. It's full of journaling prompts and personal advice to help you take that first step. Click the link in the description to get started. 3 years ago, I never would have imagined that a couple of ideas and a little camera could change my life. Back then, I was scrolling and consuming a lot of content, and I wanted to make content, but I was just comparing myself to everyone else, and it was just so hard to get started. But then I just randomly decided to go for it. I told myself this Friday I'm gonna upload my first YouTube video. I'll figure it out. I don't know how I'm gonna do it, I don't know what I'm gonna be talking about, but I'm just going to do it. And guess what happened next? No, it wasn't instant fame or like overnight success. I finally started building myself, my personal brand, my vision, my community of like-minded people. And that was the most important part. And yes, of course you can do it too. But first, we need to get clear on some mindset changes. Because I'm not here to promote the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. I'm also not here to promote like the hustle culture, bro-y YouTube videos. I'm not all about that. I'm about the like soft, feminine way of doing something, and this is what we're gonna be talking about today. Because YouTube isn't just about posting videos, and it's also not a get-rich-quick scheme. It's about creating a brand, a story, something that people can connect with. It's about being really authentic and showing what makes you, you, even if it feels scary at first. Because I remember how it was. I remember when I used to feel nervous before every upload because I thought, why would people care? Why would they care about my life? Why would they care about what I'm posting? In some way, the people who do care, the people who are like-minded, they will find you. And that is the magic of a personal brand. You just need to be yourself. You don't need to buy into the hooks and the screaming and the Mr. Beastification of YouTube. You don't need to do all of that. You just need to be yourself. I used to want to become a content creator, but every single time I tried to start actually doing it, I would fail. Not because I wasn't capable, but because I was scared. Scared of being judged. Scared of not being good enough. Scared that people I knew in real life would laugh at me. And maybe you felt that too. Like you have this dream inside of you, but you never give yourself permission to actually try it. That's the first thing that YouTube taught me. If you let fear lead your life, you'll stay stuck exactly where you are. Part 1 of changing your life with YouTube is this. You have to start before you're ready. My first videos were definitely not perfect. The lighting was off, the editing was awkward, and honestly I didn't even know what the channel was supposed to be about. But I feel like those videos are the most important ones I've ever made. Because they taught me that courage comes from action, not from just waiting around and waiting to feel ready. You might not want to hear this, but you might never feel ready. You might never feel like this is the perfect moment to start. If you keep waiting for the confidence to finally start, that confidence might never come. You need to flip the script and to do it the completely opposite way, because the confidence comes afterwards, after you hit upload, after you start building your channel, after you start engaging with your audience. I don't think that you should rely on external encouragement in order to start, but it does help when you finally upload your first video and then you see encouraging comments from others. It really shows you that your voice deserves to be heard. Even without that, you need to believe in yourself. You need to believe that what you have to say is valuable. If you've been waiting for the perfect moment, this is your sign it doesn't exist. Once you've taken that first step and uploaded, the question becomes, how do you actually grow? The answer simply comes down to these 3 things: clarity, consistency, and if you get these 3 things right, YouTube can change your life. Clarity means knowing who you are what you stand for, and what kind of community you want to build. And I cannot stress this enough. This is the reason why I don't think people should do random videos like I did in the beginning, because then you might end up talking to a really random audience. And if you're trying to talk to everyone, you end up talking to no one. You might end up building a community that's not really a community, because it's just a bunch of random people who don't even know what you stand for or don't even know what they want. Posting random vlogs was really fun. I would just randomly film my day and then like make a video out of it. But it didn't give me direction, and I feel like that could be felt. The moment I decided to make this a channel about self-development for women, everything clicked. I knew who I wanted to talk to, I knew what I have to say, and I knew how to actually help the people who are watching my videos. I wasn't just making random videos anymore for the sake of making videos. I was finally creating a brand, something that is bigger than me. Consistency is where most people quit. And I get it, because posting every single week while having a job, while doing a master's degree, while still training for a marathon and going to the gym and having a social life is extremely tough. And a lot of people say, well, I want to become a content creator, but this and this. You need to know what you want. You need to prioritize things. Do you want to create content or not? I feel like it is a very simple question. If you really want to, you will find a way to fit it into your schedule. Consistency is what builds trust. And this is not about the trust that your YouTube algorithm develops with you. This is about if you trust yourself. If you trust yourself to follow through. Because if you say you're gonna upload a video weekly and you actually do it, you prove to yourself that you can trust yourself, that you keep your promises, and that you show up for yourself. And that is the greatest sign of self-love. And the third piece, connection, is what makes YouTube really special. Your audience most likely doesn't really care about the editing. Unless you want to build the Mr. Beast type of channel, then yes. But otherwise, forget about the technical details. Your audience cares about the value that you bring. They want to feel seen, they want to get good advice, they want to feel better after they watch one of your videos. If they can look at your video and think, oh, yeah, that's a missing piece that I needed in my life, she gets me, then you've done your job right. If you build a community and you're not just posting videos for the sake of virality and views and clicks, you actually help people. You share your story, your voice, your perspective, and that is also something that cannot be copied. And if you want more guidance on staying consistent and building routines, I share everything I know in my newsletter, The Monthly Reset. It's a monthly check-in where I share tools for you to reset, reflect, and actually stay on track with your goals. And I also share my own experience and my favorites from that month. I'll leave the link down below if you want to join. It's completely free, and it would be amazing to have you as part of the community. The craziest thing about YouTube is that the transformation doesn't only happen on your channel, it actually also happens to you. When I first started, I was shy, I was overthinking every single word, I was terrified of judgment from others. But little by little, with each upload, it kind of chipped away at that fear. I became more confident speaking, more confident showing up online, and honestly, more confident in who I was generally too. Like, honestly, now I don't give a single flying fuck about what someone says about my videos. I don't care. I love blocking people, and I'm doing everything in my power to make this a safe community for all of the girlies who are here. I've also gotten more confident with sharing my personal opinions online and standing up for my own beliefs. And that is something invaluable and something that some people don't even get to do ever in their life. And I also started to notice something else, which is the skills that I was building. Editing, storytelling, branding, even marketing. Those are skills that I learned primarily through YouTube. And these skills became second nature. It actually became very intuitive for me to be good at these things. And the best part is that those skills don't stay on YouTube. They transfer to your job, your studies, also your relationships, or any other projects that you might want to start at some point in your life. But then there also comes a point where you realize that if you want to take YouTube seriously, it cannot just always stay a hobby. You need to at least treat it like a job. It doesn't have to be the only thing that you do. You can be like me and just study a full-time master's degree on the side and work in a completely different area. And you can still take YouTube seriously like a job, because that is what is necessary after some point. At some point, you just need to start investing in yourself, maybe buying a new camera, maybe getting more educated about lighting. And that's what I did. I upgraded my camera. I actually joined a cohort of one of my favorite YouTubers who taught me how to actually be a better YouTuber, and I learned a lot from that. And every investment just showed me that this hobby of mine actually mattered. It stopped being just a hobby. It's actually just like part of my life now. So by now you're probably thinking, okay, but how do I start? What are the actual steps? So here's the simple blueprint I wish I had when I began. First of all, define your vision. Ask yourself, what do you want your personal brand to stand for? Who do you want to help? And be very clear about that. And this is not just saying, I make self-development content. This is being very specific about what type of self-development content you make and who it should speak to. If it feels like you might be missing out by niching down, think about it like this. If you know exactly who you're speaking to, you know better how to help them. And when people say pick your niche, it's not about putting yourself in a box and never experimenting outside of that. Like even now, sometimes I make videos that I genuinely want to make because I know that the people who are truly here for my authenticity and for the things that I have to say are gonna watch those, even if they might not perform that well. On this channel, everyone seems to watch the how to change your life videos, but I feel like the more niche videos sometimes are actually more important and more valuable. So this is definitely not about putting yourself in a box. It is more about being very clear on what you have to say. And you can have a lot of things to say about different topics. That's also fine. You can make videos about different topics. But don't just choose what is trendy. Don't pick a niche because you see someone else doing it. It might not be what fits for you, so you really need to think about this from an authenticity perspective. That is what is most important when picking your niche, and also for point one, for defining your vision. Then you need to start creating, not in a month, not when you finally have a better camera. Not when this finally happens. You need to do it right now. You need to do it imperfectly. You only get clarity and you only get experience by taking action, and you need experience. YouTube is all about testing things, posting videos, seeing how they do, seeing if you like doing them, and maybe then improving, maybe switching strategies, doing something else. I truly believe that in the beginning it is more important to post something than to post really good videos. You need to figure out what works for you, what works for your audience, and you can only do that by posting videos that are not perfect. Otherwise it's gonna take a really long time. Don't do that. And after you finally started posting, please stay consistent. Even if no one is watching, you never know when a video is finally gonna go viral. Don't delete your old videos. And don't fall into the trap of thinking that just because people don't watch your videos, you don't have something valuable to say. This is where most people give up, but if you're not the one who gives up, this is where growth compounds. And when you're ready and you've started posting, you've started being consistent, think about investing. Think about how you can do things in a better way. You can upgrade your camera, your microphone, your general filming setup. Also, courses or lessons. And this is not only technical, also upgrading your confidence will make a massive difference in your videos. In the beginning, I thought that investments into this hobby wouldn't be worth it, but I ended up being so wrong, because once I finally started investing, I also showed myself that my dreams are worth it. And I feel like that was the missing part that really helped me believe in myself and my vision and my channel. And it's something I can only recommend to everyone. And if you do these things, you might not only grow your YouTube channel, but it will also transform you. So here is my challenge. Don't wait until you feel ready. Pick up your phone, your camera, whatever you have, and then just start building your vision. Your future self will thank you for not waiting. So if you've been thinking about starting YouTube, building a brand, or just finally showing up for your dreams, start today.